Hello there. Wow. Perfect. Wonderful. Well done.
Okay.
So let's jump in here to Animal Crossing Wild World on Nintendo DS. Let me continue. I think this is another one where I'm gonna have to change the date and time. Reset clock. I'm not. It looked like it was a bright, sunshiny day, and that's probably incorrect. Oh, you know what? It's not that far off. But it is definitely not 10 a.m. 24th. It is 5. Whoopsie daisy. 5. And we'll do 56 because it's 55. And we wait until the minute of before we hit confirm here. And boom, there we go. Not too bad. Is there anything else I can do for you? I don't think so. I think that's it. Give us a call anytime you need us. Alrighty, let me roll out of bed real quick, prepare Domoberg, and let's get started, shall we? CSEP in live chat says, I remember I started a new town on this game, and I was on vacation. The first fish I caught was a coelacanth. Really? I remember in City Folk, I was so stoked, and I think I told this story before at some point. But I was so excited when I caught a coelacanth, and then I accidentally released it. And it was the most gut-wrenching feeling I've ever felt in my entire life. It still keeps me up at night. No, it doesn't. It doesn't keep me up at night anymore, but it still does haunt me a little bit. I still have that. I still can, like, recall that what a gut-wrenching feeling that was as a kid. So there's that. But anyway, into Animal Crossing Wild World here on DS. As you can see, many a weed. Many a weed. Oh, what's in my pocket? I've got a tarantula, 2 crawfish, a stag beetle, an arapaima, a scarab beetle, and an elephant beetle. So I got a good amount of money in my pocket is what I'm reading in there. Okay, so now I got to remember the controls in on the Wii U gamepad. Again, I am recording all these Let's Play episodes live this week, so anybody in live chat, let me know what the audio sounds like, since I do have to adjust it as I go for the different consoles. So it's gonna be, I feel like we're gonna just pick a lot of weeds today. This game, it doesn't feel like there are quite as many. Isn't there a way to cheat and get all the weeds picked automatically? Man, the Wild World and City Folk soundtrack is and probably always will be my absolute favorite. It's just, I don't know. I think it's the accordions. And there's a lack of accordion. There's one hourly song in New Horizons that features like a glimpse of an accordion. But it just isn't quite the same. If they came out with a remaster of City Folk, I would be willing to pay my life savings for it. Like, just bring back City Folk with Switch Online capabilities, and it's just all over for me. That's like my entire life. Like, I will start a cult. I will dedicate my life to that game. In like HD, with some additional bells and whistles, bring back the City Folk soundtrack. Oh my god. I can almost picture them doing like a remaster of the original on GameCube. Just because now they're doing like the Metroid Prime remastered game. Well, they just released it actually. I still have to get my hands on a copy. Woohoo! A lucky clover. Dylan Fisher in chat says, I like the soundtrack in City Folk. I agree. It's my favorite. It's just, I don't know. It is purely nostalgia for me. Just like, this was my childhood. Animal Crossing City Folk on Wii was my childhood. And I just have so many fond memories of that game throughout my childhood, and the soundtrack to City Folk feels like there are glimpses of, they're just like small things, and they're almost all video games, which is weird. Maybe that's why I love video games as much as I do, even as an adult. And the same thing with like movies. I'm a big movie guy. And they're just small things that are like so insignificant to people, but that just like give me such incredible nostalgic feelings. Like, as far as games go, like Club Penguin. I don't know if any of you are old enough to have experienced the true blue Club Penguin back in the day. Back when before it was owned by Disney. Back when it was on miniclip.com. And it was like the biggest thing on Miniclip, and it was like the biggest thing ever. I mean, there are other elements of my childhood that just like don't resonate. I mean, it's still like, oh, you remember that? But like, there were just sections, like, again, mostly games and movies, but like, I would say even mostly games. Like, there are certain movies that I've always loved, and still love. But like, Animal Crossing City Folk is one. Club Penguin is another. I don't know. I'm trying to think of what other incredible games there were back in the day. I mean, Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2, Pokemon Snap. I mean, I got my start in gaming on the N64. Sonic Adventure Director's Cut on GameCube. Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. The Chow Gardens. The Chow Gardens in Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. Man, dude. Those were where it was at. That is like, I would run home from elementary school and just sink so much time in. Like, we'd go over to my grandma's house and I would take my chows I'd have the connector cable that connected my Game Boy Advance SP, because I never had the original Game Boy Advance. I got the Game Boy Advance SP at some point in my life, and I would migrate my Chow from my GameCube onto my SP, and I would like take it over to my grandma's house, and everybody would be like, John, what are you doing? Aren't you gonna pay attention and spend time with your family? And it's like, no. You don't understand. If my Game Boy goes into sleep mode or whatever, or if I close the little, because it was like a little mini laptop, if anybody's not familiar with the Game Boy Advance SP, I don't know what the SP stands for, to be honest, but, yeah, if you close that lid, man, it was literally like, it would put the console into sleep mode or whatever, and then your Chow was gone, and your progress was gone. And it was like, no, I'm babysitting my Chow right now. It was like a Tamagotchi type of thing. And I was like, no, I can't afford to. It's crunch time. I'm gonna be racing this Chow in a little bit when I get home. So like, I can't I can't, I gotta boost his stats. I don't even remember what you could actually do. I don't think you could do all that much when you ship. It was just like the coolest thing ever, though. Like, technologically advanced. It felt so technologically advanced to just connect your Game Boy to your GameCube for a minute. And next thing you know, you have, like, you watch your Chow in game on the GameCube, and next thing you know, it's on this little handheld device that you could take in the car with you. Like, it was the most exciting freaking thing ever, dude. C-Sub says, sounds like you learned how to parent when you were 9. Yeah, man, the Chow Gardens. No, you don't learn how to parent with the Chow Gardens. You're throwing eggs at the wall and stuff. Like, it's brutal. It's a brutal game. And then it's like the competition. I mean, I guess for some parents that's real. But like people who like force their kids into sports, that's how the Chow Gardens is. Because you like breed these Chow specifically to perform better, and you combine them with different animals you collect throughout the game so that they can swim better. You connect them with seals and whatever, and penguins, or if like you can connect them with birds, like not breed them with birds, that's weird, but like connect them, like have them hold and interact with these birds so that they can fly faster or whatever. I don't know if they can actually fly. I don't know. It's been a minute since I really spent any time in the Chow Gardens, I'll be honest, but yeah, it was legendary though. It was just the greatest time. And that was all GameCube era stuff, like Mario Kart Double Dash. Oh boy. That's one game on GameCube that I don't currently own a physical copy of, and I regret it. I need to get a copy of that. But I know as soon as I get my hands on a copy of Double Dash, it's all downhill from there. All my Let's Play series go out the window, and I'm just Mario Kart Double Dashing it all day, every day on my channel. Alrighty. C-Sep says in chat, I never played Double Dash, but I played Mario Kart Wii for all my childhood. So Mario Kart Wii was another one, though. I remember... So I have some fun memories from Mario Kart Wii. So I remember... I think Mario Kart Wii came out just shortly after I was able... I didn't pre-order my Wii, so a friend of mine got the Wii, like, at release date. I think his mom worked for, like, QVC, like, the home... Not the Home Shopping Network, but, because that's HSN. But, their rival, I guess. I think it's QVC. Which is, again, it's just a channel where you shop on TV. And so they were able... I think that's how they got it. I'm not totally sure. I assume that's how they probably got it. But they were able to secure a Wii, like, early. Unless, for some reason, they pre-ordered it. I don't know. It's not important. But, so for my Wii... I struggled for like a year and a half to get this Wii. So it was supposed to be a Christmas present, but then my parents couldn't get a hold of one, right? So they got me a couple Wii games, and which were, I believe, Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz, Cars, the video game, like from the movie, the Pixar movie, and I want to say Spider-Man 3 was also one of those like starter games, but I know it was for sure Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz and Cars. Both of which I have some nostalgic value for as well, obviously. But, yeah, so I think Mario Kart Wii came out shortly after I got my hands on my own Wii, which is still the Wii that I play today. I'm sad that I sold my GameCube at one point and had to buy a new one. Like, it would be cool to have the original, and I think my sister has my original N64. I don't really remember. I have two N64s here, though. But, regardless. We never had a memory card for the N64, though, so we never saved any kind of progress on anything. So, like, imagine trying to beat Donkey Kong 64 in a single sitting. Like, we wouldn't turn the console off. We would just, like, run to eat lunch or run to eat dinner and just leave the TV and the console on. It was like, don't turn it off! The second we... Like, we just had no grasp of of memory cards or saving back in the day. Like I remember playing a game on PlayStation 2. It was called Stitch. It was like a Lilo and Stitch game, but it was called Stitch Experiment 626, and it was super, super fun. But we didn't have a memory card, so we would just like before Sunday school every day. Like we would go to like the CCD Sunday school thing in the evenings, and I would have friends over, and we would just blitz from start to finish, like to the point where like we knew all the opening levels, so we could blast through them real quick. And then every weekend we would just get a little bit farther, and then we'd restart like all over again, as if that was like a thing that was necessary. But yeah, so Mario Kart, I keep getting off on tangents. Mario Kart Wii came out just after I got my Wii. And I remember going to Game Crazy. If anybody's familiar with Game Crazy. It's like a game store like GameStop, or it used to be, I should say. But it was attached to like Hollywood Video movie rental stores, which again might be a little bit before the time of a lot of my viewing audience here. But yeah, it was Game Crazy was always tethered to a Hollywood Video store. And I remember going in there and I was like, hey, do you guys have copies of Mario Kart Wii? And I remember this terrible woman, right? She was like, I don't know why she worked in a game store. She was just miserable all the time. And she was like we were in there, me and a couple of buddies of mine were in there so frequently, we'd like just walk there after school. We were in Game Crazy so frequently that we started to know everybody there. And the same could be said for like our local GameStop for a little while before GameStop got really blah. As it is today, in my opinion. But yeah, like this one terrible lady, she was like, yeah, we have a couple copies in stock, but just so you're aware, you should really pre-order games, because we're not gonna have games like this in the future. Like you're just lucky that we have a couple copies extra. And it was like, as I got older, I realized how stupid of a statement that was. Like, at least for, like, a game like Mario Kart Wii. If it was, like, some kind of obscure JRPG and you didn't pre-order it, like, yeah, okay. There are some more obscure games where, like, the only copies of the game that a physical GameStop gets are based on how many pre-orders they get, right? So if it's some kind of obscure JRPG where, like, they don't anticipate selling any, and there are 3 pre-orders, well, then odds are that store might get, like, either 3 just to cover the pre-order, the pre-orders that are on site, or they'll get like maybe like 4 or 5 or something just barely over the. But like a first-party game like Mario Kart Wii, that game would never be in shortage. Like Nintendo would just never allow that to happen. Like that just doesn't even make sense. You know what I mean? Like it's Nintendo and it's Mario Kart Wii. So like as I got older, I was like, that lady was just the worst. Not only is she either a liar or knows nothing about games, but also like, you know, it's just like, why you gotta have that attitude? You're dealing with literal children and like talking about video games. It's just not that serious. Like if anybody in the world would take video games seriously, it would be me. Okay? Like I make part of my living from video games. I'm very passionate about video games, the video game industry, video games in general, the art form, developing, and you know, I'm very passionate about all of this. So if anybody would take video games seriously, it would be me, right? And I mean, not just me, like I'm not the most serious gamer ever, but like if anybody was to take this seriously and just be like, hey, don't downplay the quality or like the importance of video game and pop culture and in our society, right? It would be me. And yet, like, even I am just like, dude, calm down, lady. They're video games. It's Mario Kart Wii. It's not that serious. You know what I mean? Like, don't freak out on a literal child who wants to pick up a copy of the latest freaking Super Mario game. Like, calm down, dude. I just want to go and steer with my hands. Like, just like let me be a child and stop being a terrible person. Oh my god. C-Step says it's crazy to think there are more Mario Kart Wii's and Wii Sports than actual Wii consoles because of the fact that Wii consoles break. Yeah, I don't know. I've had my Wii for... I mean, it's definitely worse for the wear. The little plastic cover that goes over the GameCube controller input. I lost that somewhere along the way. I mean, it's been 2 different moves, and like, you know, I even at one point I still have it, but at one point I had set up in my parents' car. It has like a little sensor bar and a little screen mounted, and you could like stick it to the headrest of the car, of the seat in front of you. Oopsie daisy, didn't mean to do that. But that was a super... No, I didn't mean to do that either. But that was a super cool thing. Like, you could make your Wii portable. You know, and that was, like... I don't know how many times I've actually used it. But, like, I think I found it on eBay. And I was like, that's a super awesome accessory to have. And I used it... I think I used it more, like, just in my bedroom. Like, folding it open like a laptop and just playing it in bed. Rather than, like, having it set up on a TV somewhere. Like, in the living room or something. But that was also part of my childhood. And then at some point, I got a projector screen in my bedroom because, again, being a movie buff, I was like, I love the whole cinematic experience. And I've had a movie theater, or a projector and a projector screen ever since then. First projector was the Tiger Electronics Zoom box. It was like $100. It was like the most kid-friendly, like, do you want to play video games on your wall? Let's do it! Like, standard definition garbage. Looked terrible. Was super dark, so like if there was any light in the room, you couldn't see the screen. It was not a consumer friendly product by any means, but it got the job done, as long as the room was like pitch black, which it never was in my case. But yeah, I set up like basically back when there was Call of Duty Modern Warfare Reflex Edition on the Wii. I set up like a virtual reality shooting range, which was pretty cool. Like I had the Wii Zapper, and like I had this massive screen in front of me, surround sound around me, and I would just like aim at the screen, have the sensor bar right in front of the screen, so I could just like aim at it, and it was so much fun. It was so much fun, and I want to get back to that. I want to set up. I have a projector screen now. It's 4K, so it'd probably look. The quality, like the graphics on a Wii on 4K are probably so trash. But I would just be interested to see it. And try to play Call of Duty on it. I don't even know, you know, Wii Connect 24, or should I say Reconnect 24. I know Wii Connect 24 is obviously down, and Reconnect 24, I don't know. I don't know if there are any lobbies like Call of Duty Modern Warfare Reflex Edition lobbies that are still online. Like via private servers or whatever. I have to check that out sometime. But because I do plan on playing some City Folk online in future live streams as well. So back to the old modded Nintendo Wii. But I was actually watching on social media the other day. I saw some video of like the top selling games of all time, and obviously the first gen Pokemon games were up there. Tetris was up there. All kinds of things were up there, and Wii Sports came up on the list. And I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how I feel about Wii Sports being ranked among the top-selling games. Because, quite frankly, the only reason it's up there is because it came bundled with the Wii consoles. Like, every new Wii came with Wii Sports. So can we really say that that's, like, a high-selling game? Because nobody bought the Wii for Wii Sports. They bought the Wii for a number of games, including Wii Sports. But like there are people that bought a Switch to play Animal Crossing New Horizons, for example, or Mario Kart 8 Deluxe during the pandemic, right? And even to this day, they buy a Switch for one or two of the games, and then they enjoy the entire library that's available to them. But nobody looked for Nobody bought a Wii just to play Wii Sports. It just didn't happen. You know what I mean? So who's to say those sales would have gone anywhere for Wii Sports had it not come bundled with new Wii consoles? I don't know. I feel like there's an asterisk there. I feel like there's some gray area. I don't know if it qualifies and if it should be deserved the title as one of the top selling games of all time. But that's just my opinion. I mean, I love the game. It's great, but you know, there's that asterisk there. Wait, but there was just a thing that I wanted to have. Cash? Well, money is important, but what I lacked most was the elusive jazz hands. I lacked jazz thumbs, which, as it turns out, play a huge role. I have no idea what you just said. I saw the word tarantula, and then I answered cash. Because I'm all about that cash money, Tipper. I think that's Tipper, right? That might not be Tipper. I wasn't even paying attention to who I was talking to. I don't even know who lives in my town anymore. It's been so long. It's been so long since I last played this game. I think we're just about done plucking wheat. Nope. Incorrect. Incorrect. There are so many weeds left to be pulled still. No, I'm sorry. I can't have another ridiculous, monotonous, and tedious dialogue with another villager. I'm sorry. Villagers in this game never have anything of significance to say. Bum, bum, bum. There's so many weeds. Isn't there a way to get rid of weeds quickly? Or is that not in this game? Is that in future Animal Crossing games? You know what? I might be just about done with weeds, though. Like, this time for real. I know there's a whole section over here. Isn't it like you have to make a wish or something? Or, like rub a magic lamp, and they're like, oh, Wisp comes out, and is like, hey, what's up? Want me to pick your weeds for you? That's how I picture Wisp's voice in my head. Just kidding. Not at all, but that'd be nice. If he had like kind of like a Fonzie kind of vibe to him, like, hey, it's Wisp. Hey, yo, hey. Alright, I think I got it though. I think we're good. Oh yeah. I scared a bug away. What does my Critterpedia look like? I'm gonna just sprint around a little bit because I feel like there's probably still an area or two. Yeah, this whole side over here going down towards my house. Should have known. Should have known. I'm just looking forward to, like, next week we can get a clean start here in all 5 Animal Crossing games. All the weeds we picked. I'm not worrying about cockroaches today. That'll be next week. That's a, like, 30-second job to go in, exterminate the cockroaches, and then move on with your life. The weeds, though, as you see, the weeds are very, very time-consuming. Let me see here. Alrighty. We're coming up on the end, though. We're coming up on the end of the weeds. I missed this one weed somehow, all by its lonesome. Like, I definitely cleared that section out, but I missed that one single weed. And then I missed all of these, obviously. And then I think we might be clear. That might be the end. Hoorah! Heck yeah, heck yeah. I know this whole section is clear. Looks like that whole section is clear. Yeah! We are weed-free once more, everybody! Domoberg is looking spick and span right now. Oh, no, I missed one. But it was just that one, I think. What about up here? Did I miss this entire section? Have I been up here yet? I don't know. I've lost track of my existence. No, it looks pretty neat and tidy up there. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right. And we just hit the 30-minute mark, so perfect. So that's an episode. That's an episode. It's a weed picking episode. Let me pull up really quickly. So let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we have 13 more fish to catch here in Animal Crossing Wild World. So still plenty of episodes to come here. Bugs, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I was like, what comes after 6? 7, 8, 9. 9. So we have 9 more bugs and 13 more fish to catch here in Animal Crossing Wild World before we are all done with the Critterpedia and the museum. Then there's also the task of artwork, which is going to be a monstrosity. And I think we're done with the fossils, but I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to double check. But that'll be next week here on the Let's Play. So with that said, for everybody who's watching this in Let's Play form, thank you so much for watching.